Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, about 8 weeks ago, I started on a journey to lose weight, a journey to exercise, eat better, uh, to reverse type 2 diabetes. I've been diagnosed as a diabetic since 2019, and I've gone on different diets and tried to lose weight, knowing that is the key to reversing type 2 diabetes. And I had some success and I've had some failures. And so 8 weeks ago, I decided that I was going to document this journey of mine. And that didn't go so well. Not because I wasn't doing the work, eating right, exercising, all of that, and some other things I'm going to get into. But I was scared to make a video, scared to document this. And, you know, so what I want to share with you is what's happened this last 8 weeks, and kind of get you caught up a little bit, show you where I was at and where I'm at now. And I'm going to say first that I'm obviously not a doctor. A lot of the things, I'm not giving you any kind of medical advice of any kind. Some of the stuff that I'm doing is doctor prescribed, and other things, it's not doctor prescribed. So anyway, like I say, I'm almost 50 years old, and I've been battling with being overweight most of my adult life, since my probably mid to late 20s. And there's been times where I've started a diet and done really well for months, sometimes weeks, sometimes days. And I find myself that I'm a liar. I lied to myself often about what I'm doing. And so this time I wanted to document it for you, but mainly for me. So there's going to be no lies. I'm showing you everything. I'm going to show you blood work, results. I'm going to tell you everything that I'm doing. And I think it'll help me stay on track and maybe help some others find some, inspiration maybe. It's not all good news all the time, I'm sure. But anyway, so I started this about 8 weeks ago. I had had enough. I found myself just sitting around. I'd come home from work and I would just sit every evening, maybe do a little something, but not much of anything. And I was not liking it at all. And I started doing some research. At the time, my doctor had me on metformin. That was from day one. And then 2 years ago, he put me on Ozempic. And Ozempic really worked for a while, then it didn't work anymore. And, I don't want to be pointing fingers at doctors, and some of them are great, no doubt about it. And I'm sure mine is. But, he started me on the starter dose. I got bumped up just a tad bit, still using the starter pen. So if you've been on Ozempic, you know what those starting doses are. And he left me there for 2 years. And, like I say, Ozempic worked until it didn't. I'm sure if my dosage would have been increased, that would have been great. But anyway, so I've been on metformin for years now, since 2019, and Ozempic the last couple years, but find myself about the same, about 250, 255. 255 is where I was at when I started this journey 8 weeks ago. Anyway, I started doing some research, and I just wasn't feeling right. Just didn't feel like myself, and the sitting around, the doing nothing, the procrastination. Anyway, so I started checking into some things, and I saw some stuff about low testosterone, and did some investigation there, and was also looking at some other things for weight loss, besides the basic stuff like eating correctly and exercising. It really is fairly simple. So anyway, I found a peptide, a Retatrutide. Semaglutide is what Ozempic is, and this is Retatrutide. It is not FDA approved, so it's not something you can go to your doctor and get right now. But I started doing some research on that, and I decided that I was going to take some action. I was not just going to sit around and wait for my doctor to tell me what to do. You got to take action. You got to take responsibility for your own health. With doctors' help, there's no doubt about that. But they're not going to do everything for you, that's what I'm saying. So anyway, I went and got my testosterone checked, and it was extremely low. I'll show you the numbers in a later video. The next video, I will be showing all my labs from when I started and then 8 weeks into it. So you'll be able to see those numbers, not just the testosterone, but all my labs, my A1C and everything. So anyway, I started 8 weeks ago, a little over 8 weeks ago, I started TRT for the testosterone replacement therapy. And I started Retatrutide. I got off of Ozempic and started taking Retatrutide. And both of these I take, they're injections into the stomach. Anyway, and I started, of course, eating correctly. I am on a restrictive calorie diet. I try to get I don't get under 1,400 calories a day, but I try to stay $1,400 to $1,500. There's times where I may add a little bit to that, not much, just through maybe a piece of cheese or some olives or something stupid like that that I feel like I want to have, some pecans maybe. Anyway, I try to stay to 1,400 to 1,500 calories a day, and I get high protein. I've changed from I was told that that's important with the TRT. So I started out getting about 120 grams a day, and now I bumped it up to around 190 grams a day. And so this diet that I've been on, it's my own diet. It's a keto diet in a way, I guess, maybe not. It's just, how about it's a low carb diet? I get under 20 grams of carbs, and almost all of those carbs come from green vegetables. Anyway, so... And I needed to exercise, obviously. I don't believe that you can just diet. I can't anymore. I can't just diet and lose weight. I have to exercise. Plus, I felt weak. And, for most men, you don't want to feel weak. I didn't want to feel weak. So anyway, I needed to exercise, and I decided to, instead of going all in like I always do and go out and buy some gym equipment and get all this shit in my house and then watch it, collect dust and other things besides me using it, I just bought some resistance bands. I wanted to start small and prove that I can do something, and for the first 4 weeks, I did not. I tried those bands and didn't like them, didn't like the way they felt, all the excuses. And then, 2.5 weeks ago, I committed to doing them. I do them 4 days a week. I do a total of 8 exercises, 4 each day. A total of 4 days a week. So it's nothing extreme. So when I started testosterone 8 weeks ago, a little over 8 weeks ago, it really was like, people were saying don't expect immediate results. You're not going to feel strong and all this energy. It takes time. So maybe it was just me telling myself I felt differently, but I truly did. I felt different. And for sure, after 2 weeks, the energy level, I do not come home and sit. When I do, it's because I eat 2 meals a day, so I'm eating dinner, and I eat that very early. But other than that, I don't like to be sitting. I've done all kinds of stuff around the house, just cleaning cabinets out and just trying to stay busy. I do my exercises, my resistance bands. I have not a treadmill, but a walking pad, and I try to walk. I'm not doing so hot on that right now. But I was doing really good. So, I'm going to have these times where I'm doing really good and then not with the exercise. That's probably going to be the toughest thing for me. The eating thing I can do until I start cheating, or until I start trying to find, if I start getting into foods that are like oh, it's a keto dessert and things like that. All those little things that may fit within my diet, kind of, they just get me one step closer to cheating. So I'm super strict on my diet right now. I record everything. I've built a spreadsheet. I got a database with everything in there, so it helps me calculate. I don't have to keep calculating my calories and protein, carbs, fat. I track my sodium and potassium also. Anyway, I can do the food. I can handle that. Once I start coming close to cheating or cheat, that's when things for me go real bad in the food world. So I am staying on that. I'm not going to cheat. I got through the holidays. I did have one piece of fresh sourdough bread. I could not resist, apparently. Anyway, so other than that, I don't mess around when it comes to food. Exercise, I've got a long way to go. 2.5 weeks, I've been doing really good. I have not missed a workout. So anyway, back to testosterone therapy. I felt that, the first week, I felt more energy. And definitely after 2 weeks, I felt stronger. I just felt differently. My arms, my chest, I just felt strong. And one of the bad things, I'm a scale person. I like to go look at that scale every morning and see how much weight I've lost. And like the first 2 weeks, I gained a total of 6 pounds. I'm eating 1,400 calories a day, and yet I gained 6 pounds. I was super pissed. And I just, like, how does that even compute? And I was told that the testosterone therapy, the whole water weight thing, which really pisses me off. I don't give a shit about no water weight, none of that stuff. It's irritating to hear. But apparently, I also added some creatine. I take nothing. I just take the normal dose of creatine powder in my protein shake every day. I didn't, whatever you call it at the beginning, where you take extra. I didn't do any of that. But I am taking that. That can also add some water to you, make you hold a little bit of water, mainly in the muscles. So I don't know, me feeling stronger could have been just more water in my muscles. I don't know. Like I say, I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist or anything like that. Anyway, I felt stronger, more energized. I was worried that taking testosterone would make me, a little wound tight, maybe a little angry. I didn't want to be, because I can be that way, and I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be a jackass. So anyway, I don't think that would be a better question for my wife, and we can ask her at a later date. Anyhow, overall, I've had some people say to me that I'm, act a little bit differently, maybe a little bit more excited. I also quit vaping. I used to be a smoker a long time ago. Then I went to vaping forever. I'm on nicotine gum now, trying to kick that nicotine habit. My gosh, tough. Anyhow, so I'm doing a lot of different things at one time, and I can find myself struggling when I do that. But I'm pushing through. I'm gonna get through this, and I want to share it with you. I'm gonna be posting videos once a week. Next week, I'm going to have you actual numbers from my lab work, so you can see what those are. My first testosterone lab work after I started taking that, and since I've been dieting and on Retatrutide, which my doctor doesn't know about. They still think I'm taking Ozempic. Anyhow, doesn't matter. You'll see those numbers. I'll share them all with you. I'll try to find, there's so many different things there on those tests. I'll try to find the ones that seem to be most meaningful to everybody. And I'll keep you posted on how I'm doing with my food intake and what I'm doing. And for sure with my exercise, I'm going to have to be accountable to you guys for that, because to me, that is what the thing that's going to make or break this for me is the exercise. I'm starting to enjoy it now that I've made it through 2.5 weeks of actually doing the resistance bands. Starting to enjoy them now, getting a better feel for them, which is a big difference. Kind of changed up how I was doing it. So next week I'll put out another video and I'll show you where I'm at. I'm starting to lose weight now, which is exciting. And I'll show you all the numbers. We'll go through those. And they're real lab reports, they're not handwritten numbers. You'll see them. Because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be upfront and honest with you guys so you can help me stay accountable and to do this. My plan is to reverse type 2 diabetes. Whether people believe that's possible or not, I want to be off of any medication. I'm on, like say, metformin. I don't want to take that shit anymore. I'm sure it's a great drug and all that, great medicine. I don't want to be on anything. I don't want to be on, even though I'm taking Retatrutide, I don't want to be on that forever. I want that to be a tool to get me to where I need to be and then eventually go off of that. TRT, on the other hand, maybe my testosterone numbers will go up when I lose weight and am more physically fit. That's my hope. I don't know how possible that is. From what I understand, you're pretty much on this for life, and that's okay. That's a little bit different story, but I don't want to be on, I don't want to have diabetes. Even, if I get through all this and, I'll settle for remission. I don't really care. I just want off the medication and I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy. I don't want to be worrying about the complications that comes with type 2 diabetes. I don't want that in my life. Don't want it. So I have a chance, an opportunity, and that's right now to do something about that, and I'm going to. So come along. I'll see you guys next week. I'll hopefully these videos get a tad bit better every time. I'm not obviously some great productionist here, but I'll do my best and try to provide you guys with some meaningful, information about what's happening with me. Anyway, you guys have a good week. We'll see you next time.